All right, man. Good people. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight, man, for our special broadcast from the New Black Wall Street, which is Black Woman Wednesday. And I'm super excited because we're back. We're bringing this thing back. We're running this thing back here. We haven't done this episode in a little while, but we're back now. And tonight we're going to be talking about life-changing wealth and the millionaire mindset. Okay, life-changing wealth and the millionaire mindset. I got a special guest with me. She's been on our show before, but I don't think at all this year. If not, if so, it was quite early this year. And so as I was kind of running through, man, who needs to be featured first? I said it got to be the queen. It got to be the queen. So I'm hoping that you guys are ready to be fed, ready to hear some stuff to get you through the end of the year. And while you guys are doing that, go ahead and hit that like button, that share button, that subscribe button, the follow button, all that good stuff as well. And tag a sister. All right, this is for the sisters tonight. Okay, I truly believe, man, as we empower our sisters, our whole community to be that much better, that much greater. So tag a sister tonight. This is for you guys. Because we're gonna show success that we can all be successful. Okay. Now I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified global financial educator, your boy, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, the Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book The Black Billionaires Club. Of course, you guys probably know we didn't have no intro music because Facebook been tripping, so we're just gonna make it do what it do. And y'all see what's behind me as well. Y'all see the building that's going on behind me, right? The man's building the woman chiseling the man. And so we got to start to bring this thing back and bring this thing together. And so we're super excited tonight. So if you are a believer, right? If you're a believer in life-changing wealth, right? She's going to be able to share a story with you and how she is, what vehicle she has used to get there as well. And some of the changes that had to happen in her mind for to accept the greatness and the goodness that God has for her and all that good stuff as well. And so I'm just super excited. Matter of fact, let me get my notes because I already know my mind going to be blown away as I introduce to you guys tonight our guest. She is Miss Millionaire Mindset. I had the pleasure of meeting her maybe 4 years ago, and I was bold enough to ask her to come speak to my group at the particular time, and she said yes. And I was shocked, and she's been saying yes ever since. And so we've been able to do some things together. And this is my good friend, the queen, my sis, my partner in profit and all that good stuff. So allow me to introduce you guys to Dr. Roberta Hoskie, who is up in here with us here tonight, man. What's going on, Dr. Hoskie? How are you?
Hey. I am doing well, Evan. How are you?
Man, I'm doing absolutely phenomenal. It's 2021, and I've been making it do what it do. And part of me making it do what it do is a lot of the inspiration that I got from my sister, Dr. Roberta. So I'm absolutely excited. Like I said, I got my notes that you were here tonight. But there's some people who may just be being introduced to you for the first time. I've been popping up some photos of some of the stuff that you've been doing over time. But if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Absolutely. Dr. Roberta Hoskie. I am the founder and CEO of Outreach Realty Services, which is a full-service real estate brokerage licensed in Connecticut with reciprocity in 11 other states. Founder of 1,000 Black Families, which is a national homeownership program where we are helping people across the country of the United States of America acquire wealth by investing in real estate, and not just any type of real estate, but real estate that can create this thing called generational wealth. I'm also the founder of Outreach School of Real Estate, which is a school that teaches real estate as well as licensed real estate agents. We have licensed over 1,000 agents here in Connecticut alone, and we are enlarging our territory in Georgia, and we're looking at 10 other states that with reciprocity. I am personally a real estate investor, and I must also say I am the author of the book Poverty Curse Broken, the Roberta Hoskie story. And last and certainly not least, I am the founder and chieftain of what we call the greatest sisterhood this world will ever see. And that is the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood. It is an international faith-based sisterhood devoted to breaking the curse of poverty over our lives and the lives of our loved ones. We are women who exemplify the power of unity, the power of loyalty, and check this out, the power of group economics. We invest in real estate, we invest in income producing assets, and we are growing at leaps and bounds nationally as well as internationally. Of course, I am a mom, and I love being a mom out of all the roles that I play. The wonderful thing about the story of my story is that you hear the accomplishments, but prior to any of that, and Evan knows this, I was a single mother, teenage mom, and I was homeless at one point where I had nowhere to live. And now today, one of my companies has touched over 7,000 properties. But at one point in my life, I was homeless. I was on welfare getting $417 a month, getting those food champs, those food stamps, and those WIC checks. And I'll never forget how it felt to open and have to use your oven to keep my house. So there has been a transformation in my life. And I believe that's why the great Evan, King Ev, has requested for me to come on and share my story, literally from poverty to prosperity. Right now, people, they call me Miss Millionaire Mindset, but now I got an AKA the Poverty Slayer. Just laying the poverty out. So, so in short, if that's short, that's who I am.
Man, fantastic. Absolutely phenomenal. The queen is here. The queen is here. And so tonight, the title is Life-Changing Wealth and the Millionaire Mindset. Let's start a little bit with the life-changing wealth. And your vehicle, Fancy, is real estate.
Yeah.
So how has real estate changed your life financially?
Well, it changed my life financially because my first real estate transaction yielded me over $250,000, $337,000. At the time, I was sorting mail. I made only $9.14 an hour, and I invested in real estate. I bought a multi-family home. Not ever saying, I want to get into real estate and become a millionaire. I want to be this real estate guru and all this. That was not my mindset at the time. My mindset was really trying to create a better life for my son, not wanting him to be raised in the projects like I was raised in the project. So my push and my why was really my son. But that real estate vehicle, when I realized how powerful it was, when I realized that I didn't have to get up and go to work and punch a clock and my bills were still being paid because of the investments that were flowing, I realized this is a powerful asset. And it gave me something that a job could never give me, and that was called financial freedom. That was freedom. So the first property that I purchased was a buy and hold. So for those of you who don't know what a buy and hold is, what that is, it's a property that you purchase that you hold for a future time to be able to cash in on the appreciated asset. So at the same time, it should also have monthly cash flow. So this particular property, I purchased again. Like I said, I was sorting mail. So my only thought process was how to provide an environment for my son. So it was strictly numbers. I lived on the second floor. I couldn't afford the apartment on the second floor, but I was able to buy the house. And so when I tell people that, they're like, wow, how does that happen? Well, it happens because of the type of strategy of real estate. When you buy a multifamily house, you can really get into the real estate investing vehicle with little to no money by using first time home buyer benefits. And that's what I did. So the numbers, the mortgage was $1,100, and the one of my tenants on the third floor was a 3-bedroom apartment. And guess what I rented the apartment out for? $1,100. So it just made sense. The debt was $1,100. The mortgage was $1,100. I live on the second floor. I pay no rent or no mortgage because I have my tenants paying it. And then I had 2 other units that cash flow giving me $1,500 a month. So whether I went to my job or not, my mortgage was paid and I had money coming in the house. So that right there was super powerful, but it really got real when I decided to get into flipping.
Wow. So that's very interesting. So this deal, it opened your mind up to some possibilities, it seems like, that you hadn't experienced before. And the reason why I kind of talk about this, because you said asset, and then obviously, I'm into crypto, you're in the real estate, and I'm trying to get people to understand, I don't care what you choose. I mean, choose something, right?
Yeah.
Whatever clicks in your light bulb comes on for you, to be able to, to get yourself to free yourself, is what I say. And I tell people, but first you got to free your mind.
True.
Now, you said on a post, which I never heard from you before, but I've experienced myself. You were talking about how we've heard the homeless to where you are now, but not the part where you had to actually get courage to leave your job.
Yeah.
I want to hear about that because I haven't heard you talk about this part before, the courage to leave your job.
Yeah, that's that real battle of the mind, that fear thing. I'm like fighting with it, right? It's like it was powerful. It was so I think many of us and many people who are watching who are trying to cross over to the place of wealth, abundance, prosperity, that they believe they have it in them, but the courage to execute is something different. And so with me, what ended up happening, as I said before, I was on welfare, I was homeless, I had these things going on in my life. So when I got to this particular job, which was in New York, and they were paying me lovely. I mean, six figures, and I'm early 20s, mid 20s rather. Six figures, and I had a chauffeur. It's in my book, Poverty Curse Broken, a Roberta Hoskie story. So I was considered doing very well, especially from where I came from. And I'm still like mid 20s. I mean, I still look mid 20s, but So so here's the thing. I felt like there was something greater. Inside my heart, inside my gut, I felt like although on the outside I looked like I was doing well to people who were looking at me, but the inside of me, I knew that there was something greater. I knew that I hadn't arrived. I knew that I hadn't become Roberta Hoskie. I could not articulate it. So when I tried to articulate to people, this job is good and I'm happy and I'm making money and I'm not where I used to be, but I feel like there's somewhere I need to go and something else I need to do. And then even when someone will ask me what it was, I didn't really know. And so I'm saying that because some people who are watching right now may be in that predicament. But when I really realized what it was as it related to real estate, I had to get the courage to move. So I had to put a blindfold on, a spiritual blindfold, not to walk by what I saw. See, many of us move by what we see on the outside. I had to move by what I only saw on the inside. And so, those of you who are trying to cross over and break poverty, cross over and live in your state of abundance, which is your rightful inheritance, you have to know and learn how to operate from the inside out. Many people operate from the outside in, but when you move from the inside out, then you're moving in a divine direction. So when I had to do that, I had to have a level of faith that made no kind of sense. And I call that thing crazy faith.
I call it crazy faith too.
It's just crazy faith. It's just, is it Miss Johnson, I see you. So it's like you have to have that crazy faith where it's so insane that the outside people won't get it. But at the same time, it clicks inside of you. I am so glad that I had the courage to put on spiritual blindfolds. I am so glad that I had the courage to block out the noise of the people who even love me. The closest person to me at that time was my grandmother, and I'm named after her. She begged me to stay at my job. Literally begged me. I had tears in my eyes because I felt like I was defying the person that I loved the most. But she only operated off of what she saw. I had to operate off of what I saw. You have to operate off of what you see, what you feel inside of you. In that courage, it was a hard thing to do, but I am so grateful that I left what I call a new day plantation, a job. I call that a new day plantation. You don't believe me? Go ask for some time off. Got some time off, sir? I'm sick, sir. I need some time off. Or I need to go do something with my children. Can you give me, can I take an hour? And now today, being forced to take a vaccine, you may want it, you may not want it, but they're dangling a paycheck over your face and over your head. And so that's your livelihood. And because you're not set up to be in a position of financial freedom, you're doing things that you don't even agree with. And so when we talk about power, the power that you have will have to, the power that you have in a place of financial freedom is more than just buying what you want. It's not having to be controlled by any outside forces for any type of financial gain. Because I sign my paychecks on the front, I sign my paychecks on the bottom, and I sign my paychecks on the back. It's a powerful place to be.
Now, you mentioned something, Miss Roberta. You said it was your aunt and probably other people. They operate off of what they see, and I would venture to say most people operate off of sight versus vision. And so you saw something which I would consider to be some type of internal vision, some type of lighthouse, so to speak, that was pulling you somewhere. And I would venture to say it was probably pulling you towards your answered prayers.
Yeah, I would agree. I will also say that I wanted to see just what I could get out of life. I wanted to see if the Bible that I listened to and was raised up on, if those proverbs that I heard, if it I really applied to my life, what would really happen? I wanted my son to beat poverty more than I wanted to breathe. That's the game changer. I would have died trying for him. That means there was no plan B. And so when we're after wealth and after financial freedom, we give too many plan Bs. So if there's no plan B, only A can happen. And I gave no plan B. So only A happened. A was I had to break it for him because his father was a drug dealer. I was a high school dropout. What am I doing with this kid? And so I'm going to urge each and every one of you, if you have children, to look your children in the eye and really ask yourself, are you doing everything to create a better life for them? Are you investing in your own intellectual property so that you can become more intellectually astute on how to manage your money, how to invest, how to do cryptocurrency, how to invest in real estate, how to budget? Are you really doing your best? And if the answer is no, you know what you gotta do. But I promise you this, do nothing. Sit there, take the lazy man's way out, lazy woman's way out, and you will sit back and watch poverty repeat itself. You need to do nothing, and poverty will repeat itself. So the choice is yours because one or the other is going to happen.
Now, Roberta, you said that your attitude was that you won't quit, and you knew that staying in what was comfortable was going to impede your ability to really see what God can do with you and through you.
Absolutely.
Staying in what was comfortable
Mhm.
was going to stop you from, let's just say, living your best life, so to speak.
Absolutely. That comfort zone is your broke zone. Wherever you're in a place of comfortable, that means that you're not growing. So it's almost like you have to be stretched. Even if you go to the gym, like I had to hire a trainer. So I just started with my trainer. One, I need an accountability partner. I know my weakness. So he has me pushing these machines in this big old block, like running around the gym, pushing this block, right? And then he has me on these machines where I have to sit down, hold the bars, and push up hundreds of pounds with my legs. When I leave there, I'm sore, but my muscles had to be stretched. In order for me to get what I wanted, I had to be uncomfortable. It was comfortable just not going to the gym. But if I want results, I had to be uncomfortable and do what was necessary. So what I knew for sure, even like I said, natural. If don't go to the gym, don't work out. I'm gonna get what happens, right? It's just gonna happen. I'm just gonna start looking crazy, and that's not what I want. But the point is, you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. And you have to know that if you stay right where you are, there is no in between. You're either increasing or decreasing. You're not staying the same. It's impossible. Nothing stays the same. Your body, you can't even stand still. We are molecular energy. We're all energy. So energy is can't be still. Your blood's not being still. So you're not being still. There's nothing being still around here. You're either increasing or you're decreasing. So if you're not intentional about increasing by default, you're going to decrease. So when I say that I would have been dying, I would have been dying. And some of you watching right now may feel like you're dying inside because you're not living to the potential that you know you're designed to be. You may feel like you're dying right now because you had an idea that you didn't implement and you just feel like there's a void. You may feel like you're dying right now because there's a bigger version of you, a better version of you, a more powerful version of you, a more polished version of you that this world needs. But because you're being comfortable, you're not developing in who you truly are and who you're truly meant to be. So dying is to the purpose that you have inside of you is in many ways a choice. In the complacency, you got to conquer fear. You got to get out your comfort zone and you got to move. You got to move.
Now, Roberta, I would say when I hear this word comfort zone, a lot of it seems to be the room, the comfortable people, the people that may validate who you are right now, but not push you to who you can become. You know, these are the yes men and women of our lives who agree with anything we do, and we keep them around because they are the yes people who maybe we've heard no too much in our life or something like that. But I'm thinking about the comfortable people who we don't have the accountability partners. We have the people who will just agree, be agreeable, because that's supposedly friendly when you agree versus real friends will tell you, you know what I'm saying, you got to get up, get out, and go get something. And so this is an interesting space because when I look at our community, a lot of people are settling in their relationships.
So
I don't know. I'm just
that's listen, you just dropped the mic. So
well, because here's the deal, right? Because here I had a young buck speak to me today, right? Here's the interesting thing. And he's young, so he doesn't quite get it. He was like, "Why are you charging people to come to this class when they can go get this information on their own?" I'm like, "Well, if they wanted to get the information on their own, they would." Right? That's not how it works. And so I was just having a back and forth conversation. I said, "Man, you'll get it when you get older, when you mature." I said, "Let me know when you do your first free class and how many people show up." Because it's very interesting. I could give the information out like I do every day, every morning, and only a few people will show up. But they're waiting on the post for me to tell them when the class that they can pay for is. It's just a very interesting thing. But because free isn't truly valued, it's hard. Or getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning or catching a replay or whatever isn't necessarily valued. People may choose to say, okay, well now we got something structured that we can go to. And so this space of wealth, and because I know you're a teacher too, you're a teacher of real estate. I'm pretty sure you've seen over the years the amount of interested and want to, but just don't show up because they get caught, with the trying to leave that comfortability into this new space of learning something new. But you had a push, and you I don't know whether you decided after you did the deal and you saw something, said, well, let me learn this real estate game, or you was already, let me learn real estate and then now let me really learn real estate. How did that kind of work for you?
All right, so there's a few things. Let's go back to the first one about the environment. So if you are really looking to create wealth and move into a place of prosperity, break what I call the poverty curse, you have to be around people who think on a higher level. If everybody around you think like you, their money look just like you, they can't bring you to the next level. I believe I read that your salary is within $10,000 of the people you hang around with. So if the people you hang around with making 50,000, 100,000, then you ain't touching the millionaire status there, right? So you have to be around people who have a higher way of thinking. Success always leaves clues and is contagious. So you have to be in those realms. So unfortunately, the truth is when you decide that you're after a place of wealth, a place of prosperity, and break the poverty. Because when you make that decision that this living from paycheck to paycheck thing is not for me anymore, when you make the decision that you're not going to depend on anyone else to feed you, to provide for you, when you make that decision and you go on this wealth journey, as I did, unfortunately, you're gonna lose some people who you thought was your friends. It's just the way it is. I personally tried to make myself smaller because of the environment I was in because I didn't want to lose my friends. I made millions before anybody even knew. I was just like the book Millionaire Next Door. Nobody even knew. But I was playing myself small just because I wanted to fit in and have friends. And that's some real talk right there. So that's real. So the environment is a very your environment is conducive to success or conducive to failure. The next thing is about these relationships. So, Evan knows I've just had a divorce. I never, for me, marriage is forever. I'm a wife. Like I'm a wife with or without a husband. A wife is a character. Someone said to me, like, oh, you're gonna be a wife again? And I was like, again, I'm a wife right now. I'm a wife right now because that's who I am. I become his wife when we get married. But I'm a wife because of the way I carry myself and my characteristics. So people got to understand your value, right? So it's not that I become his wife. So anyhow, with these relationships, it's important, just like I said, the environment that you keep has to be conducive to success. And I know this is a women's show, and right now the women are on a rise. So sometimes it's hard for us as women that's after wealth, prosperity, and successful to really and to be keep it 100 to be led by someone that don't even think on your level. So I'm keeping it 100 right there. I know my sisters have my back on it, have my back, have my back. but but in relationships, it should be a whole woman and a whole man with a vision that of collaboration that flourishes off of the supernatural principle of unity. It's a life partners. So if you can't see yourself building a life in a direction of where you want to go, and if your thought process is here and their thought process is here, there's going to be some equilibrium issues. And as I'm no specialist in the field except what I've been through, but I know for sure that when you have a partner in your life, when you are aligned and when you're on one accord, when your energy and their energy matches, magical things happen. And when it doesn't, you know, other things happen. So we must be intentional about our partners. And then thirdly, the last thing that you talked about, which I gotta remember, um, you talked about real estate, and did I just make up my mind? What was that last part? Do you even remember?
Yeah, were you already like, I'm gonna get into real estate when you did your first deal, and that turned you into, I'm gonna really do real estate, or did the first deal really get to the point you was like, okay, this is a thing, I really need to go deeper in this space.
So here's the thing, and you know I keep it 100 all the time. And again, it's in my book, Poverty, Curse, and Broken, a Roberta Hoskie story. So what happened is I had the first house that I purchased, I ended up selling it. And I had the biggest check I've ever had in my life. I was scared to death. Like I was scared. And I put the money in the account, but I was so scared to do anything with it. Um, because I didn't know what to do with it. What I knew at the time is that I heard of people who hit the lotto, and that's what I felt like, a person who hit the lotto. But I also knew that there are people who hit the lotto and all of a sudden they broke again. So for me, I had to slow down and say, what do I do with this money? Now, mind you, there was no Evan Jeffersons, there was no Roberta Hoskies back then. There wasn't anybody that looked like me with money like that or was willing to share. So I didn't have a mentor. So I'm literally having to pray, asking God to help me. What do I do? What do I do? It sounds like common sense today, but how many of us know that when you look back things in retrospect, you're like, ah, yeah, that makes sense. But when you're going through it, it's not the same. So at that time, I literally was like nervous. And then it just hit me like a ton of bricks. It was like, duh, do exactly what you did to get this check. It's like, that's just a no-brainer. And so I did. And that's when I got into flipping. So I took that money and I acquired a property and I flipped that house. And in 90 days, I had another check about $174,000. Then that's when I was like, whoa, now that worked. Let me do that thing again. So I took that money, bought another house, flipped it 90 days, about 140,000. I was like, whoo. Then it was over. I just went crazy. I just went full steam ahead of investing in real estate because I saw it worked.
Man, that is such interest. I can't. Oh, you saw it work. You found a system that worked for you, and you start working the. Oh my God! Oh boy, they're gonna. Hey, Miss Johnson said, man, can you repeat the name of the book again, please? And then we're gonna take a quick break to make sure we get this book out. And then can you type it in the private chat so I can put it up for people?
Yep, I will put it in the private chat. It's Poverty, Curse, Broken, a Roberta Hoskie story. But I'm going to give the website connectwithroberta.com. So if you go to the website connectwithroberta.com, you can get an autographed copy directly from me. But the book is available all over Barnes and Noble, everywhere. But if you want an autographed copy, you can go to connectwithroberta.com and I will autograph it and have my office send it over to you.
And I'll put that up on the screen for you as soon as we get back, guys. Man, we got a new sponsor, man. A black owned franchise has franchising opportunities and also crowdfunding investing opportunity through the Reg CF. We'll be right back after the break with Supreme. All right, man. We are back, guys. That is Supreme You can, we're going to pull up this website for Roberta, but check out Supreme Foods Worldwide. If you're a person that's saying, you know what, or you know some people, they've been looking for a turnkey business. Well, franchising is a thing, guys. And we have an opportunity to do that with the Black-owned company. And then also they do have some opportunities as well for those that might just want to invest and with their brand to help them to expand across the country here. Okay, so check them out at www.supremefoodsworldwide.com, www.supremefoodsworldwide.com. And we're back here, guys, with our special presentation from New Black Wall Street Black Woman Wednesday here tonight. And we have Dr. Roberta Hoskie here talking about life-changing wealth and the millionaire mindset. She has a book that she has written as well, Breaking the Poverty Curse, Roberta Hoskie's story. And I am putting that website up here for you guys as well. And she said, if you go to the website under, what did you say? Under merchandise for autographed copy of her book, she will get that out to you. That's www.connectwithroberta.com, www.connectwithroberta.com. Now, Dr. Hoskie, there was a comment here as well. I definitely want you to attack, because it's funny when you said that, interesting when you said that you had money, right? But at that time you didn't have the education or didn't have the wisdom or didn't have the knowledge. So now you have capital that scared you. And I remember when the first time, I mean, it wasn't even that much money, but I remember I had 3,000, I had some excess thousands, and I was like, what do I do with it? I remember just recently when I was took a little loan out just to see if I could get it, and now I got all this money. I'm like, what am I going to do with it? So that same feeling still kind of comes up every now and then. But Ms. Johnson said this. Ms. Johnson says that I'm scared now. I'm scared of a lot of money because I feel I'm going to mess it up. Mm-hmm. And so this moves us right into the millionaire mindset. For a discussion about, how do we help Ms. Johnson tackle this?
Yeah, well, one thing is, I'm glad you feel scared. If you didn't feel scared, that meant that you would have been so deep in the poverty mindset that you wouldn't know better. So the fact that you're scared shows me that you know better. Now, you can't be scared of a lot of money, right? You can't be scared of a lot of money to the point where you don't want it. And I see what you're saying, because you think you're going to mess it up. Now, here's the thing. That's exactly how I felt, but that's why I did nothing until I had a strategy. So that's why you're watching the show, because Evan gives so many strategies on wealth. I mean, you look at what he's doing, cryptocurrency, other opportunities that he has for investing. We do real estate. I do real estate investing. I have a Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood where we do crowd investing, where we buy acquisitions, properties, businesses, and things of that nature. And we do it together. But if you feel like you're going to mess it up, it's only because you're not knowledgeable enough. And that's good to know that you're not knowledgeable enough. So now you know what you have to fix. So become knowledgeable. If you don't become knowledgeable of it, that's on your own. You have the capabilities of saying, I want to invest in real estate, so let me learn. I want to do cryptocurrency, let me learn. So don't let that be your excuse of not proceeding in your wealth journey because you don't know. You don't know right now. But the fact that you're watching and the fact that we're pouring into the millionaire mindset, and this is Black Women Wednesday, and we're talking about wealth, you're learning right now. So you're going to have to get over the fear because you don't want to repel wealth from you. What I mean is that you can attract wealth. You can also repel it by the thoughts that you think. That's a whole nother deep conversation. But you want to be able to invest in your intellectual property and know enough so that you don't mess it up, and know enough to get coaches. Get someone to coach you that's been there and done that and have created wealth in the past.
And let me ask this, because this is I'm of the mindset as well that obviously we want to move in wisdom, but I would also say it's actually okay to mess it up because you learn from you learn from it. You trying something. You try something. I mean, I love to. What tell us about a lesson that you learned. You messed it up. You
Mhm.
messed up. You
I
because
messed up.
I
I
had a
messed
brother I spoke to today. I said, listen, man, because he been following me for I don't know for a while, and I said, man, listen, yeah, I done took my lessons along the way too to
Mhm.
prosperity. Like I took some L's and I learned some lessons from it. That's why I can actually share a lot of experience and wisdom with you now, what not to do as well, because
Mhm.
I took it as well, man. Share with us, a time where you messed it up.
Woo, I messed up a whole lot of stuff. But gosh, I messed up a lot. I messed up, um, real estate. When I first got into real estate, I messed up because I didn't know what type of property to hold, which type of property to flip. I messed that up when I first started my business. um, I messed up because I didn't know the rates to charge people with property management. I had a person I did work for someone 6 units, a whole apartment building, and did it for free. That's a mess up. And so like I didn't know that you could get paid for it. He gave me a check for $2,500, but I could have later I found out should have been $6,600. I didn't know what I didn't know. So I agree with what Evan's saying is that you learn from your mistakes, but at the same time, you want to use wisdom as much as you can. And even what I described about her not being fearful and scared and things of that nature, there's still going to be lessons learned. You know what I mean? You're not going to be proficient overnight, but I made a lot of mistakes, a lot of mistakes. We can go on and on, but that's where the wisdom came from. The difference is, and I won't call. I'm for purposes of this is millionaire mindset. So I wouldn't say they were mistakes, and I wouldn't say they were failures. What I would say is that each and every one of them were learning lessons. So if you look at it from the lens of I don't fail, I don't make a mistake, in the end I'm going to learn, then it kind of takes the sting out of it. So it's like, what is it that I needed to learn? So yeah, so this wisdom knowledge that I have as it relates to real estate, millionaire mindset, business development, things like that, this comes from failure. And then it comes from getting back up and applying, saying, what did I miss? What do I need to know? Who do I need to talk to? How do I get it right? How do I become greater and stronger because of it?
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. And I want you guys to take a moment as well to recognize something, right? So this is Black Woman Wednesday. We're talking about life-changing wealth and millionaire mindset. I want you guys to just give yourself some hand claps in the chat because there's a lot of people who could be joining right now, but they're not there yet, right? You guys are actually showing up and you guys are actually
Mhm.
here. Whereas although this is an open forum and anybody could be joining, everybody ain't joining. This is how exclusive I want you guys to understand these type of conversations, this type of direction that people are going. Even if you're not there, you are in the room, right?
Mhm.
You're in the game. That's nothing to belittle. That's something to be proud about. Like, wait a second, you know, I could have been watching whatever, but we
Mhm.
are here trying to get our mind right so we can get to this money.
Yep.
You already 85% ahead of most people, right?
Yep.
That's what it is, man. And so, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Have you found that as let's just say as you elevate, as you go higher, I don't know whether the rooms get smaller or they just get more intentional, or I mean, oh, I got to share something with you. Did you? Oh, I gotta share. Well, but go ahead. Go ahead. Answer. I gotta share. I gotta find it. I gotta share something with you.
Well, the question for me right now, my rooms they get bigger and bigger. So as I'm evolving and growing into who I'm supposed to be, they get bigger and bigger. The largest crowd I've been in is in front of 20,000 people. I spoke in front of 20,000. The smallest has been, you know, me and you in a room. But so no, but I get sometimes um it's select people who really want that knowledge and that information and not just want it but we'll do what's necessary to get it. And so I commend you all for even chiming into that. Mhm.
Do you still have your millionaire mindset cards?
I do. I gotta order some, but I still have them. Yeah.
So they can be ordered on the website too to connect with Roberta?
Yeah. That Roberta under merchandise. Yep.
Tell me what were those? Cause I love those things. I love them. You
Mhm.
know, tell us a little bit about that project there.
So yeah, so the Millionaire Mindset cards that they are cards or 21-day cards that I created out of my life. So what I realize is that the mind has to be programmed. So we all battle the mind. We all battle things back and forth. We're going to battle negativity, positivity. We're going to battle the poverty mindset and the millionaire mindset. We have this mindset battle. So what I created were these cards. They're 21 days, and you take them out, and they all have an image. They have different images. So the first one says, I'm destined for greatness, and so it's day one. So you would basically take out the card, and you would say, my name is Roberta Hoskie, and I'm destined for greatness. Sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many of us really don't believe that you're destined for greater greatness. And so you have to program your thought process to be able to first realize that you're developed for greatness. You're built for this. This is your lane. This is what you're supposed to do. Then there's other cards where it talked about like money and decisions and time management. For example, there was one of an hourglass, and it says, if it doesn't align, it won't consume my time. And that's powerful because so many people are busy and producing nothing because they're busy doing things that's not in alignment with their purpose or in alignment with where they want to go. So you take the card, and that's how you also control your energy and control your outcomes by controlling what you do with your time. So if it does not align, it will not consume my time. Like I wouldn't get on this webinar right now if this wasn't in line with what I had to do. You know how many people I turned down because it doesn't align with what I want to do in life? If it doesn't align, it doesn't consume my time. So there are these 21 days, and I suggest that you go to the website. You can go ahead and get those 21-day cards and use it and to help transform your thought process and continue to do it on repetition. And that's what you do. Transform our thoughts.
So for those that are watching us here live, man, how many be honest and how many be honest and recognize, you know what, I needed some conditioning. I think as we progress and we have those lessons, I think those lessons are more refinement.
Mm,
But the mental exercises, I mean, just think about it honestly, guys. Some of us have had negative conversations for 20 years. It's just been a pile of mess has been, when we consume, whether it be from television to whatever we watch to whatever we hear, it's just been filth. It's been trash, and it hasn't led to hasn't helped you to reach places that you want to go in life. I'm telling you guys, one of the greatest things that you can do is empty the trash. Everybody put in console, empty the trash. One of the greatest things you can do is to empty the trash.
But
Right?
Evan, they need to know that it's trash. You know how many people have all of that trash, all that negative talk in their head and don't even know it's negative? And they just on autopilot, just think this is normal. And so you wonder, like, you a whole mess and you don't even know. So people think that this is normal behavior. Negativity is not normal. That's not normal. That's something going on up here. hmm But
Man,
so take out the trash. I like that.
pick out the trash. So I have something here, Roberta. This is what really got. I was like, I got. So I came across this affirmation thing, right? And I've been sharing it, and I'm just gonna have to play. I'm gonna have to put it on the wall or something. But it says this: I am a millionaire. Of course, great 2 words. I am. I am aligning myself with millionaires. I'm always having millionaire conversations. I'm
Mhm.
inspiring others to become millionaires. I'm living the life of freedom and abundance. I'm traveling constantly abroad the world. I'm valuing myself as a person that is worth $100,000 or more a month. I am my own bank, and all business is made to come to me. I'm keeping my mind sharp and stick to a disciplined system. I'm spending time performing income producing activity while adding value to others. I'm a growth seeking being. I'm having great relationships. I'm attracting those in harmony with me, both physical and non physical. I'm living prosperity. I'm in perfect health. I'm in constant joy. I'm
Mhm.
living a well-balanced life. I believe in the Creator. I'm here to serve a purpose. I'm bold and quick to take proaction to life, to live life to the fullest. I am the millionaire next door. I am the millionaire next door. What were some of the things that you were doing to condition your mind as you were transitioning or as you were elevating or as you were overcoming?
Yeah, I love all of those affirmations. Um, I love that, and I'm big on affirmations, vision boards, and really controlling the thoughts that you think. I have this acronym TFAR, TFAR, that I teach when I go around and teach the millionaire mindset. I teach TFAR. And so a lot of times we look at the results in our life and like if the results aren't the millions that you want, there's an issue there, right? So the results in your life. So they look at the results and so you try to work on the results. But you have to understand TFAR. So T means thoughts and F is feelings. So it's impossible to have a thought without a feeling. So right now I could think of something funny that my children did and I'm gonna start laughing. Or I could think about something sad like my father passed. Tomorrow is the anniversary of my father's death. So I'm thinking about it and it's making me feel a certain way. It's impossible to disconnect it. So your thoughts dictate your feelings, but those feelings dictate your actions. So if I sat there and I started keeping my thoughts on me losing my father and the anniversary of his death, which is tomorrow, then the actions are going to start feeling sad and I won't have the same energy. And the results is I'll probably end up crying and getting depressed. But then we're saying change that depression, but it's not changing the depression, it's changing the thought because they're all linked together and it all stems from the thoughts. So if you're trying to get the millionaire mindset, the mindset is directly linked to how you think. I heard one of those affirmations you just said, Evan, was I think about on a millionaire, I think millionaire thoughts. But what are millionaire thoughts? Have you defined what those are? What millionaire thoughts are is nothing missing, nothing broken. There's no lack. There's no such thing as lack. There's no such thing as lack. In the mindset of a millionaire or mindset of a billionaire, there's no such thing as lack. There's only opportunities to prosper. And so we developed that, and I've developed it over time. I promise you I didn't show up here with this knowledge and wisdom. I had to be intentional about developing this mindset. And when I changed it inside of me, when I changed the thoughts that are inside of me, then the results came.
Change the way you think, and you will change your life.
Mhm.
Well, beautiful people, I want to make sure if we see if you guys got any questions for Dr. Roberta while she's here. We're not going to take up too much of her time. She's got to get back there to playing that piano and the fire, all that good stuff. But this is again a special presentation, Black Woman Wednesday. I appreciate those that have tagged the sister, that have hit that share button, all the good stuff. Again, it's something we do for the people, for the community, and and we'll continue to do that. But as we're talking about life-changing wealth, millionaire mindset, of course, it is, as we said, Black Woman Wednesday. So, Dr. Roberta,
Yeah.
the floor is yours for your words to our sisters, our mothers and grandmothers and aunts and all that stuff as we usher them forward to building wealth for their children and their children's children.
Mhm. Um, well, what I want to say is to all of the women, to all of the ladies, that number one is that we must understand how powerful we are. We must understand that it's up to us to make the difference for our families. We have to understand that as a man thinketh, so is she. And so we have to govern the thoughts that we think so that we can have the results that we want. And as women, We're busy pouring into everyone, doing everything for everyone else that often we forget about ourselves. But I'm going to tell you to be a little bit selfish in this season, to pour into yourself, to take some time for yourself, to take some time to pour into your own intellectual property, find out where your deficits are, and go ahead and pour and build yourself up where you are weak financially, mentally, spiritually. And as we are talking about creating generational wealth, I never want you to be satisfied. And that may make some people feel uncomfortable, but I'm going to say never be satisfied. I want you to continue to push to see how great you can become. I want you to push to be able to create generational wealth where if where your money is so strong and so long that your next generation doesn't even have to think about a job, where your grandchildren and your great grandchildren and your great great grandchildren already have wealth set up. The last name is just like the Rockefeller last name, just like the Hilton last name, and that your grandchildren are heirs. Because if it can happen for them, it can sure enough happen for you. And so that's what I want you to understand, that you can do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can think in your head. So if you can think it, you can manifest it, and you can even manifest even more. I'm going to leave with this, is that one of the easiest things I did was make millions, but the hardest thing was to believe that I really can do it. And so I want you to understand that it starts and it ends with your thought process. Wealth and abundance belongs to you. Make sure you follow me. And if you are a faith based woman and you're about making wealth, we invite you to apply to join the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood, mmsisterhood.com, mmsisterhood.com, and join us and join the international movement we have um, with women globally. So there you have it.
Hey, Dr. Roberta, is there a link under connectwithroberta.com to that as well? Or that's totally separate.
No, I'm giving it to you now.
Okay.
And then
We're gonna pop that up for you again. You got some sisters that want to connect in that way. Make sure you do that. Definitely want to hear from you that are in the that are here with us live or catching the replay. Your words for your praise and your appreciation for Dr. Roberta taking her time to come here and speak with us here today. You got to block out time off that schedule. So definitely want to show your appreciation for the things that we're doing to continue to bring this type of content for our community. Okay, so go ahead and do that in the comments below. Let Dr. Roberta know how much you love her and all that stuff, so she'll be intrigued to come back with us again. Okay, help me out, help her brother out. Okay, so that would be www.mmsisterhood.com for those that might be interested there. www.mmsisterhood.com. Some people are asking for social media. Are there some social media connections?
Absolutely. So on Facebook, Dr. Roberta Hoskie, aka Miss Millionaire Mindset, and it has a blue star, Roberta Hoskie with the blue star, and then on IG, Roberta Hoskie with the blue star. YouTube, Roberta Hoskie as well as my name. So if you just type in Roberta Hoskie, you get it. But make sure you do the ones with the blue star. Absolutely.
Oh, you got some imitation out there. Imitation is the best form of flattery.
Hey.
Ms. Johnson said, man, thank you. I'm so happy I caught this live. CP over YouTube says, thank you so much for this wonderful presentation, valuable information. Says you have a new follower. We have somebody over at the BBC. I appreciate the good, intelligent, powerful lady. Been following for the last 5 years. Ms. Rhonda, thank you for the inspiration as well. And that's what we do here, guys. This is what we're for. Again, this is for the ladies. Middle of the week, we're going to be bringing some more content for you guys to continue to inspire you to your greatness. Okay, continue to inspire your greatness. Miss T. Bolden says, thank you so much for sharing this with us as well. So, Dr. Roberta, again, it's always a pleasure to speak with you, see what's going on in your world out there. I know you got the group thing going on with the sisters, but your boy coming up with the crypto, and there's gonna be we're gonna need to do a crypto real estate connection or conference or something. I'll be blowing people's mind.
I'm ready.
I think a lot of the strategies, right? It's just it's a transfer between assets. It's just the strategy that worked over here, we can implement it over here in a way, and vice versa.
I'm gonna bring you to Connecticut and for Women's Wealth Month maybe, and we could do a wealth conference and you could teach that crypto. I do the real estate, you teach the crypto, tag team you it. Let's get it.
10 toes down, man. 10 toes down. Shout out to our sponsor, Supreme. Again, make sure you guys take advantage of that for those that's in that space. And that's what we got for you, man. This is our time here tonight. I want to say thanks again for everyone to hit the like button, the share button, subscribe button, all that stuff. This is New Black Wall Street, and I'm your host, ERGJ. I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's keep building as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we really need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, y'all know what time it is. We ain't got no music tonight, but we out. Have a good night.